Alright, so today is December 5th of 2025. This is day one for the enemy monster system setup that I'll be trying to implement for my monster survival game. Just trying to come up with a rough draft of what I want the system to look like and how I kind of want it to operate throughout the game. So I'm just going to be starting off with a base monster class type here I'll be implementing in C++ with a couple of statistics about it and functionalities. Some basic functionalities I'd like for it to have. This can expand over time, but I think just as a starting point, this should be fine, as well as the AI controller used to actually control each of the monsters that will be implemented once again in C++, and then I'll also be using the Unreal Engine 5 behavior trees and the AI controllers. There's blueprints for behavior trees and blackboards that I'll be utilizing. Over towards the top right here is more so just subtypes to have to make the gameplay feel more fun and interactive. That way the player isn't dealing with one type of zombies, kind of similar to Combat Arms, how there's multiple types of zombies. Other zombie games maybe like Left 4 Dead, even Call of Duty Zombies as well. They do have not so much different zombie types, but there are mini bosses you do have to face. You have the Panzers from Origin, as well as Brutus from Mob of the Dead. I also have Monster Species. It's kind of cut off here, but what I am hoping to do with this game is to implement different maps or different levels, so that way one map will be focused on zombies, another map could be robots, another map this, another one that. Kind of an idea of where I want to go to kind of keep that monster theme, but not restricting myself to one type of monster. And Knights does look a little bit weird here. The reason Knights are on here is because I found a cool Knight asset. This was actually free from Fab. Found that really cool. Maybe I can do something with Knights. I know it's not monster related, but hey, I'll take what I can get. And I just have a quick little implementation plan of how I'd like to go about this, starting off with making the monster class as well as the controller, and then starting off with the zombies, making the normal types, having just something to go off of, because if I can make a basic one monster working and it works well, then having different monster types where it's just stat differences, apart from maybe the exploding monsters and thief monsters, those ones actually have different functionalities besides from different stats. So those might be a bit of a challenge, but implementing the basic normal monsters should hopefully be alright. And then just as I was brainstorming this whole thing, a couple of potential issues hopefully I'll be able to fix in a zombie survival game. If I'm constantly spawning and despawning monsters, might have to come up with some sort of solution where I can reuse those monsters that are killed and I don't have to go through the process of deleting and creating them over. So that's something to consider. So that all being said, this is kind of the rough draft. This is day one of starting the enemy monster systems, and hopefully I'll have some clips in here just showing the progress of it, and then I'll have another update at the very end. See you there. Okay, so today is December 6th, and just a quick update on the monster AI systems. Went ahead and created a simple base class for the monsters that all the other monster subtypes will build off of, as well as creating a simple AI controller for each monster to be able to use. All the monsters are going to be moving the same, or behaving the same rather, whether it's their movement speed, their attack damage, or their health. And looking into Unreal Engine now, just went ahead and created a simple blueprint from the monster base class. I'm just going to dock it in here so it's easier to see. The asset was actually from mixamo.com. They have a good set of animations and assets to be able to pick from. Simple AI behavior, blueprint made from the base class, and the behavior tree, which as of right now just tracks the player wherever the player goes and tries to reach the location. Zombies are constantly following me wherever I'm running off to. They'll try to chase me down, and once they do, once they get into this position when they're close enough to me, they'll start the attack logic and the attack animation. So that's basically what I have for now. I think what I want to do next is actually implement the logic to hit the zombies. So when these little yellow spheres actually hit the zombies or the monsters, it'll check if they're alive, reduce their damage, and then if their health goes to 0, I'll switch into the death state, or the despawn state. Alright, it's future me. I mean, yeah, way future me. So I finally got around to editing and uploading this, which is a good thing. Thank God. And I was going through all of my recordings way back in December for this whole monster system I was making. Again, looking back at all these recordings, there's so many revisions I have to do. Right now, I'm working on the weapon systems. I'm sure I have quite a lot of videos to edit and upload for the weapon systems, and I'll get to it at one point, so you'll be able to see that hopefully soon. I don't know how soon. But anyways, going through all of my recordings, I have this 20-second clip. I renamed the clip right now, just so I know what it is. When I recorded it, it was literally just a 20-second clip. It only had the date of December 6th. I had no idea what it was.
I don't even remember recording it. I honestly think I just recorded it because I thought it was funny. That's the only reason I can think of. It wasn't really a bug. Um, yeah. I mean, when I rewatched this clip, I did add on to the monster AI. The attack logic was somewhat there. The animation was there. I added some sound cues. I honestly just think I recorded this and I thought it was funny. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you the clip because I don't want it to go to waste. And I believe the next part is the final part, so we'll get to that soon.
Okay, so today is December 12th, 2025. I think it's a little bit less than a week from where I started this monster framework. I think I'm happy of where I'm at right now with this little framework for how I want to be implementing all the monsters here. Right now I just created one sample monster right now with a blueprint where they have all of their animations, materials as well, all the textures. So we have a monster spawn, and from my little implementation plan, they're constantly following me, trying to get in range to attack me. I can deal damage to them, and play their death animation, and then they'll respawn at a random point. I have a bunch of, I'll get into that in a little bit, but they can also deal damage to me. And not sure if this was in the previous section. I ended up fixing the UI a little bit so the HP is on the left side, the ammo's on the right side. It looks a bit more in line with modern FPS games. Here, the monster can deal damage, and I just have a few indicators. There's a couple of sound effects for the monster dealing damage, and the sound effects of the player getting hurt and the little camera shake. I'll probably be adding the visual effects of the screen getting red to indicate that the damage is hurt, and eventually with the UI as well, maybe a little red flicker for when the HP goes down. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with this so far. It functions how I pretty much want it to in terms of what I want the monster to be doing, just constantly chasing the player, trying to get to them and attack them. The values kind of be adjusted. What's nice about this is that there is actually hitboxes, at least just one for the head and one for the body. So right now, it'll take 3 shots to the body to kill them. And then once he respawns, here he is. And there's a headshot multiplier of 2.5 times, so it'll take 1 shot to the head. That one missed. There we go. And there we go. And he spawned again. So I'm pretty happy. That's a bit close. I'm pretty happy with the implementation plan. Created the monster base class, the AI controller that the monster is using. There's a simple zombie as well. And all of these are following the player as well. Following, attacking the player can hit the monster. I think the true test for this framework, seeing if it works, is if I create a new monster type. I'll probably be adding the fast monster next, or a fast zombie in this case. The biggest part of the system now should just be to find a model, implement, and the animations, implement those into the project, making sure those models work correctly, and the only other thing I would have to do is just adjust the stats of the zombie to match what I'm looking for in a fast zombie or a brute zombie, whatever I'm looking for. And the issue is, the biggest concern I had right now is with the spawning and the despawning, since they're constantly going to be spawned and despawned. Initially I had them as they were created at the start of the game, and then when they died, they'd be destroyed, and then they would be created again. But after doing a little bit of research, it turns out creating and destroying actors in Unreal Engine is quite costly. It's not the best optimization, so what I ended up doing was I created a spawn manager class here in C++, which is just an actor, and it just controls the spawns of the monsters. It acts like an object pool, so I just have a set size for the monsters to be spawned at the beginning of the game, and right now it's only coded to the normal zombies. It'll spawn the size of them, or it'll spawn the amount set for them, and it'll spawn them, set their health, show the monster in the game, set their behavior trees, and on their death it'll do the complete opposite, where it'll hide them, mark them as dead, so that way whenever they die, their memory won't get destroyed. They'll still exist within the game, but the player won't see them, and that way it won't go through the whole task of deleting the monster. What I'll do, just as a quick demo at the very end, I'll set the object pool up to a higher number, maybe 15, 20. I'll do 15. Actually, I'll do 20. Also, I just have a list of spawn points that are just on the map right now. Right now they're just vectors. I might change them later on. Maybe an actor might be a good thing to add here, so I can kind of just drag their positions onto the map instead of just marking coordinates here. And here we go. A bunch of monsters. It's a little bit funny how they kind of freeze at the very beginning there. I'll end up fixing that. So they're all chasing me. If I stop for a second, let them kind of swarm me, start attacking me, taking lots of damage. Go to the back here. Run over here, and they're starting to spawn again. And I can just kind of keep doing this forever and ever. So I'm kind of happy with how this is right now. I can start working on the next system of this project, which should be the resource system. That'll be the main way of progressing through the game.